Forget the massive towers reaching into the sky. While humans build upwards, nature's true architects are working in silence all around us. Right beneath our noses, they're creating marvels so complex, even elite engineers cannot compete. We're about to uncover the brilliant work of creatures so small yet so skilled, building structures that challenge gravity and logic itself with nothing but beaks and feathers. Ready to witness something extraordinary? Let's dive in with number 15, the bio-weavers. They say nature doesn't have architects, but the bio-weaver proves otherwise. During South Asia's monsoon season, male bio-weavers transform into one-bird construction crews, each selecting a high, thorny branch above water somewhere snakes and rats can't reach. Then the weaving begins. Using strips of grass or palm fibers, each about 20 to 60 centimeters long, a single male threads over 3,000 loops to create a hanging structure shaped like a sock. The nest starts small, reaching its helmet stage after 8 days. Then comes the marketing as the male sings and flaps his wings, advertising his unfinished home. If a female inspects and approves, he finishes the long entrance tunnel. If not, he tears it down and starts from scratch, a process he'll do up to 20 times in a season. Some nests hang in colonies of 20 to 60, all angled away from southwest monsoon winds like miniature storm shelters. Myths once claimed bio-weavers glued fireflies to their nests for light, but researchers like Sue Hellquater and T. Anthony Davis confirmed the real brilliance is that males add clay or dung for reinforcement. No fireflies, just function. Even more revealing, nests higher up on thinner branches are safer and more successful. Number 14 is the Montezuma oripendula nest. Just when you think birds couldn't get more dramatic, the Montezuma oripendula steps in like a hanging opera house stitched into the trees of Central America. Each female Montezuma oripendula weaves her own nest from vines and fibers, suspending it from thin, high branches where predators don't dare. These nests can hang as low as 2 feet or as long as 6 feet. Seriously, their pouch shape works like a wind-proof baby cradle with a deep chamber that shelters her eggs from storms and climbing threats. In one colony you might see 30 of these hanging pods, in another, 172, but inside each one it's a solo mission where the female lays 2 dark speckled eggs, but usually only 1 chick survives. Nature is beautiful but also brutal. Now, here's where myth and science blend. Local legend says oripendulas build near hornet nests for protection, which turns out to be mostly true as wasps chase off cowbirds and parasites while the oripendula's presence scares off bees that threaten the hornets, creating a mutual protection, a natural alliance hidden in plain sight. And while females handle construction, the males don't just sit around. They swing upside down, flaring their yellow tails and releasing bubbling calls at 500 Hz like clockwork. A biologist who tracked these dances, Meredith Miles, called it timed choreography, all to win her over right under the nests she built. Number 13 is the sociable weaver. Deep in the Kalahari, the sociable weaver stacks sticks like architects sketching blueprints with their beaks, but they're not just building for themselves. They're building for generations with nests so massive they are communal. We're talking structures that stretch over 10 feet wide, sometimes weighing nearly a ton, with one nest able to hold anywhere from 10 to 500 birds with 5 to 100 individual rooms tucked inside. Think of it as a giant haystack, only it's alive, buzzing, breathing, and balanced on a single tree or a telephone pole. The layout is genius. Tunnels up to 10 inches long lead to chambers that stay cool during scorching days and warm during freezing nights, with inside temperatures holding steady around 21 to 24 degrees Celsius, while outside it can dip to near zero. Scientists actually recorded this, confirming these nests are natural climate control units made of nothing but twigs and grass. But here's the wild part. These nests aren't temporary, having lasted over 100 years in some cases, passed down, rebuilt, and protected, and they don't just serve sociable weavers as pygmy falcons, finches, vultures, and tree skinks all find shelter here, with even snakes crawling through these halls hunting eggs only to be met with sharp stick fortresses guarding the tunnels. And in the mythology of the Kalahari, stories say these nests glow with life like sacred temples, and in a way they are architecture, survival, legacy. But if you think sticks and teamwork are impressive, wait until you hear about a bird that builds using its own spit with number 12, the cave swiftlet. The cave swiftlet is a bird so committed to design it uses saliva as cement. These tiny birds live in the pitch-black caves of Southeast Asia and the islands beyond with no grass, no twigs, no leaves, just vertical rock walls and one tool, saliva thick enough to hold a nest in place like glue. They start by choosing a safe spot high on a cave ceiling, then over 35 days they build a small cup-shaped nest about 8 centimeters wide, layering strand after strand of hardened spit. Each structure weighs only 6 grams but can hold 2 eggs and 2 adult birds. That's efficiency and durability in pure biological form. Some of the largest cave systems like Gamantong in Borneo hold thousands of these nests clinging to the stone like white petals, and since the 14th century humans have climbed up bamboo scaffolding to collect them for birds' nest soup, once believed to grant youth, vitality, and power. One myth claims red nests have stronger effects, but the truth is the red color comes from guano acid, not magic. Still, there's a reason these nests became treasures, as the swiftlet saliva contains rare glycoproteins and minerals, forming a natural bioadhesive that modern scientists are still trying to understand. But all that attention nearly wiped them out, as overharvesting pushed them to the brink, especially in the Andaman Islands, until a turnaround came. Caves protected from 2000 to 2008 saw swiftlet numbers jump by 39%. That's what happens when we stop taking and start listening. Now, speaking of ground-level design, there's another bird that builds its nest right into the forest floor with number 11, the ovenbird. The ovenbird doesn't build in the sky, on cliffs, or inside caves. It builds right into the earth, quiet, hidden, and warm, and somehow this small ground-dwelling bird creates a structure that rivals any high-rise nest in strategy and design. In the dense forests of North America, the female ovenbird clears a patch of leaf litter and starts weaving using grass, twigs, animal hair, and thin bark to build a dome-shaped shelter that looks like a miniature Dutch oven, hence the name. It takes her about 5 days to finish the curved structure, which stands around 13 centimeters tall and 23 centimeters wide, with inside a snug cup just wide enough for her speckled eggs. What makes the nest so clever is the hidden entrance on the side, usually facing downhill. That angle combined with its camouflage in the underbrush keeps snakes and chipmunks from spotting it from above, and when a predator does get too close, the mother pulls off one of nature's greatest decoys, pretending to be injured and luring danger away. She lays 3 to 6 eggs, usually 4 or 5, and after about 11 to 14 days of incubation the chicks hatch, leaving the nest in just over a week but staying close under her wing for nearly a month. This nest isn't just a home, it's a sculpture unique in curve, tilt, and material, and it's said no two ovenbird nests are exactly alike. Even poets noticed, with Robert Frost writing of the ovenbird's call and craft back in 1916. And in some Argentine villages, people believe destroying one of these nests will bring drought, so they treat the ovenbird's home as a good luck charm and sometimes even build their own homes nearby. But from forest floor to sky-high colonies, we're heading back into the air where architecture becomes collective and mud is the main tool with number 10, cliff swallows. Enter the cliff swallow, one of the world's best communal architects. This little bird doesn't build alone, it brings the whole neighborhood, using up to 2,000 mud pellets, each one carried in its beak from streambeds and puddles to shape an inverted gourd, a hanging pod of clay with a long, narrow entrance tunnel. Each finished nest is about 8 inches wide and 4 inches tall with thick walls that insulate against heat and protect from predators. But the real marvel is that these nests are never solo projects. Under bridges, cliffs, and overpasses, swallows create cities with some colonies holding hundreds, sometimes even 6,000 nests packed side by side, and both male and female build, hatch, and defend their home like a two-bird construction crew. Inside, they line the cup with feathers and grass, then lay 3 to 4 eggs, though sometimes 1 or even 6, with both parents sharing the duty of feeding chicks which fledge after about 3 weeks. But not every swallow plays fair, as females have been known to sneak eggs into their neighbors' nests, a sneaky move called brood parasitism. Now, some folks used to think these nests were just fragile blobs of mud that would fall apart in the rain, but they are wrong. The design is deliberate, balanced, precise, and tested by time, with a study even showing their center of gravity is so well placed it holds up like a mini fortress, natural 3D printing pretty much. Now we're stepping into the swampy sanctuaries of the wood stork, giants that turn sticks into sky palaces with number 9. Standing over 3 feet tall, the wood stork builds wide platform nests up to 5 feet across high in trees above the water. Both parents gather sticks and leaves in a rush, finishing construction in 2 to 3 days, and they even line it with green leaves sealed by their own guano for extra strength. In colonies called rookeries, dozens of nests cluster together, safe above 3 to 5 feet of swamp water deep enough to keep raccoons out. Each pair lays 2 to 5 eggs, and chicks hatch after about 30 days. They're tiny, only 57 grams, but grow fast under constant care for 50 to 60 days. Folklore once blurred the wood stork with the white stork, claiming both delivered babies. But the truth is these birds deliver fish, not folklore, catching them by snapping their bills shut faster than a blink. Number 8 is the pendulum tit. The pendulum tit, just a few inches long, weaves a nest so intricate it's been compared to a trapdoor mansion swinging from a tree. Using soft fibers, wool, and spider silk, the male builds a pear-shaped hanging pouch, but it's what's inside that stuns scientists. A decoy entrance leading nowhere and the real one sealed behind a flap of spiderweb. It's built for trickery, safety, and warmth all in one. with some species even building 2 chambers, one false and one real. The nest stands about 20 centimeters tall and holds up to 9 eggs, with larger, thicker nests keeping eggs warmer, and studies show females choose males with the best designs. The entire build takes about a week, and once used it's never reused, but birds often return to the same spot each year. Humans admired these nests so much they once used them as slippers and pouches, but next we meet a much brighter bird with legs in the water and its mind in the mud with number 7, the flamingo.